My name is Laura Jacobs. I live in Decatur, Illinois, and I am in my freshman year at Northwestern. I study hard. It's very important that I get good grades. My father is very adamant that I stay at the top of my class. And Northwestern is a little bit more difficult than I expected. But I'm trying to do my best. I'm trying to stay focused. It's just, I've never really been able to have my own life. My mother died when I was very young. She was killed in a car accident, and after that my dad was never quite the same. For a long time he didn't talk. He wouldn't say anything. He would just sit around the house, stare off into space, and I understood. But we've never been able to have a conversation since then. He's always been very strict. He's always told me that I have to be home at a certain time. I have to tell him who I go out with. And I try and respect his wishes because I know that he's still being affected by losing my mom. But now I have some freedom. Now that I'm in college and I can go to a party if I want to. I can stay out all night, and I don't do it very often. I usually sit in my room, do my homework, read ahead. But it's nice to have the option, and I work at a great bookstore. It's just outside of campus. It's this little tiny place in the wall, and it's full of all of these old books. They're just shelves and shelves of them. They're not organized, but I like to go in there, especially when I'm stressed or have too much going on at school or at home, and I grab a stack of my favorite books, and I just go into the back. There's this little corner where the wall kind of juts out, and there's a little space behind it. I like to go and sit there and just read for hours. A lot of the times I forget to tell my roommate where I am, and sometimes they'll get worried because I haven't called in hours and I haven't been home. But that's where I feel most myself.
Cool. Let's open it up to questions.
What are you doing in LA? We're in LA, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you doing here?
Well, my father has gotten this opportunity to take this drug, and I decided to come with him. I want to try and get closer to my father than I have been in the past, so I'm trying to support him. And I'm thinking about coming out to LA after I graduate from college. I'm studying to be, I'm an English major, so I'm studying to be like an editor of books. So I'm kind of scoping out places I might like to intern or send things out to here.
Are you coming out here to be closer with your dad?
No, my dad lives in Illinois. But I'm coming out here to come with him to see this drug that's been developed. But if I were to move out here after college, I think it would just be because it would have the best opportunities for me as an editor and in my job that I would like to pursue. But I would go home often and visit my dad.
Have you ever thought about bringing your dad with you?
I've thought about it. It might be nice for him to start over in a way. I think a lot of the time living in the same house as my mom did makes him more sad, and I don't think it's helping. So I've talked to him about it once, but he seemed distant to the idea. So maybe when I get closer to graduation, he'll come with me.
If you could go back in time, because your mother died, right? If you can go back in time and choose who died, would you pick your mother or father?
In all honesty, I would probably pick my father. That is
Why?
just because things have been so hard since then. She was the glue that held us together, and he's always been a little strict. She brought him down a bit, but now he's just completely cut me out, and I don't even feel like he's there anymore. So, I mean, at times when I'm very angry or upset with him, I wish that it were him.
How did you two find out about this and this opportunity?
My dad has been searching around after his tinnitus. He's been looking around for different cures, and we've gone to a lot of doctors, and we finally went to a specialist out in Seattle who suggested this drug that was being developed that he had heard of from a friend. So we called, and were able to get on the list, and waited a long time until it was ready.
Cool. Any last questions? All right, let's give it up. Everybody,